First of all, let's do the pledge of allegiance, please. This is the regular meeting of Board of Directors, Timberon Water and Sanitation Department, Tuesday, June 25th, 2024, 4 p.m. at the Community Center, The Lodge. You can say the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The salute to the New Mexico flag. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico. It is a single, perfect constitution. Roll call. Roll call. In attendance, we have the General Manager Renee Hamilton, Director Terry Borzoni, Director Mark Hardy, Chairman Dave Cruey, Director Edward Hardesty, and Director Alan Burmeister. Any approval on the agenda?
Point of order, Mr. Cruey. You have overstayed your office by 6 months. Your appointment ended January 9th, 2024, at the swearing in of officers and board members on that day, which you did do, but you have continued on the board for an additional 6 months. I'm in possession of the Secretary of State's records on who was on the ballot for the election that took place for the board in November 7th, 2023, and your last day in office was January 9th, 2024. You did not, you're under appointment, you came on the board July 25th, the minutes 2023 show that, and according to the New Mexico statute 73-2113 for the Water and Sanitation District, when an appointee is placed on the board, they are required at the next biennial election to run for that seat. And I'm sorry I have to come in here and share this. I want to stay out of you guys' business. Y'all got a lot of stuff on your plates right now. But David, the fact that you stayed on can invalidate any action that was taken from January 10th to this point that we're at now. And that's all I have. But y'all need to rule on that. It's point of order, and the vice chair would have to rule on it, according to Robert's Rules of Order.
Thank you, Mark. I believe, Mike, that we're in compliance, but also, just to clarify anything, you probably ought to get an opinion from the Secretary of State, and just be on the up and up.
And you may want to talk with Ms. Holmes, the clerk.
Yeah, that's why I believe we're in compliance.
Okay. Because I spoke with her today. She validated what my suspicions are and what I've been able to find in the records. And you guys really need to look at that. Because if it is true, it can invalidate all the action, and you guys are working on some pretty important things right now. So I don't want to interrupt anymore.
I just wanted to that day,
Sir?
After you and I talked that day, you told me about that. Man of my word, I said I'd follow up on it, and I talked to Ms. Holmes, and she knew exactly what we were talking about. She said, no, you guys are in compliance because that only applies to the there's the regular elections and then there's the off elections. And we are in the off elections, not the regular elections.
Well, off election, I'll leave on the counter for you guys to look over the statute. I printed it. No matter what, when a board member takes over for another elected board member as an appointment, that board member, if they choose to just work out the rest of that term until the next election, that's fine. But if they want to continue, it always says the next biennial election. That's what the
It doesn't say
statute
biennial,
says.
it's biennial, it's just, she said that there's a difference. She said that the annual elections occur on the even years and the off elections on the odd years.
And what I'm referring to is I'm taking verbiage right out of the act, and I think she's referring to the Local Election Act, which is in play, but it doesn't supersede this. This is the marching orders on how we appoint people, and once you've appointed somebody, when the next election occurs, whenever that is, that appointee, if they want to continue in that seat, they have to put in their application for candidacy, just like these three other men did in August 29th of 2023. They had to put their candidacy in. And it shows here by the Secretary of State who those people were. And unfortunately, Mr. Cruey wasn't one of them.
Those three ran for a position other than one he was filling in, right?
Correct. So they should have, the truth is there should have been 4 ballots. There was only 3. And Robin told me when she called the office to ask how many, you guys told her 3. I don't know who it was, but I think it's pretty sloppy that they're doing this by a phone call. You know, because she's not aware when we make appointments here. She knows the dates of the elections when they're supposed to be, but she's unaware of when we have a board member who's elected who resigns and then gets appointment. You guys have to tell her that so she knows.
If no one ran for that seat, then you would have to reappoint someone anyway, right?
After in the statute, after 30 days, when a board member resigns and he was elected or she was elected, you have 30 days. The board then has 30 days in order to seat a new board member. After those 30 days, on day 31, it falls to the local district court that has jurisdiction, and that's the 12th District Court. And Joe Manello got seated on the board in using that very method. So I think they're confusing what the Local Election Act is saying versus what our statutes require. And this is going to govern.
Okay, my question though was if that seat, if he was filling a seat that was going to expire at the end of as of the elections, but nobody ran for that seat would still be vacant, so he could be reappointed then, right?
It goes to a judge when the board misses their appointment time to appoint someone. There is no,
but the clock starts
right. There is,
That's after 30-day grace.
but there is no verbiage in the statute that covers a board member that stays over his appointment, like I believe has happened.
Okay,
You guys need to get people involved to make sure this is right.
But if he was filling a position that expired when the election took place, and then the clock starts again, if nobody ran for that, then
no, sir. If that were true, then this board could appoint people till the cows come home, and you would never need another election. So, I'm sorry, but that's not how the Water and Sanitation District statute reads. I think you guys do have a problem.
We'll take a look at it. That's all we can do.
Okay. Thanks for hearing my complaint.
Didn't you fill a 4-year position?
Yeah, I finished out the last 6 or 8 months.
Okay, but I didn't think it finished, and I thought you finished, that would have been the end of this 2 years, and then there was still 2 more to that position that you were specifically.
Or was there an initial?
I can't remember.
It's like to the next election, which would be the election. Yeah. So it was a continuing position for the election.
That's what I have gone. But, oh well, what do I know? Just curious.
Well, we'll look over what he has to say.
Thank you for allowing me to speak.
See if there's any non-compliance issues. Yeah, pick it up. As for now, we'll continue like we are. We need approval of the agenda. We have a motion to approve the agenda. Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. The agenda is approved. Can we have the manager's report, please?
Okay, so, since June 11th of 2024, the guys have completed 25 work orders, 7 disconnects, 4 reconnects, 6 major leaks, 3 meter re-reads, 4 meter box leaks, 1 meter replacement, and currently they have 11 open work orders. We're gonna be working on covering all the open holes by this weekend. We're down to 1 backhoe, so the process is really slow right now. Also, the guys are working diligently on getting part of the district that does not have water back up and running. In the meantime, anyone without water can come get it here in the lodge. And again, I just ask if you continue to let us know if you guys see a leak. That way we can put a work order in for it. We appreciate it.
Which areas are?
All of Merlin, from Merlin and Slip all the way down and all the fish streets, including Birch.
Is that the one where we're having previous problems?
We can't figure it out.
I know we had
Right
a
now-
problem at the end.
It's the flow station right here, actually. The guys have the valve ripped apart right now, trying to repair it and fix it, and we're hoping that it's gonna,
Is it a stoppage or a leak?
we don't know.
Okay. So it could be a obstacle in the pipe, a fresh pipe or,
Bad flow sensor meter, I don't know.
okay. Thank you. Thank you for the. Need the treasurer's report, please.
Okay. The standby account is at $19,108.22. That's up $2,749 from when I reported the last meeting. The general checking balance is currently $52,240.10. That's up $2,130.60 from last meeting. The emergency savings account stays the same at $86,020.92. The F&S account is at $36,793.01. That's up $166 from last report. The 3 USDA accounts don't ever change balances on those. This last couple of weeks, we've had enormous legal fees. The total on those were $41,252. We're paying those down little by little, but we'll get that. We'll get that paid off shortly. Jessica's been designating money strictly that was generated by the pool, and it looks like since the 30th of May, we collected $4,105, and all of that went into the F&S account. And so we're trying to keep track of how much money the pool is generating by itself. Go from there. And we have we had a question about the water aerobics. Okay.
Yeah, she brought it.
Okay. Okay. I'll get with you. And I think that's it.
Ed?
Yes.
The F&S, you said it's in the positive right now, correct?
Yes.
Says we'll need a transfer of $3,011.06 to cover last month's F&S.
That was
That was on the road work.
road work. Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this. It clarifies a lot of details.
I meant to touch on that. Thanks.
Renee has been doing some really good work on keeping up with what our expenses are tracking as far as road repairs per road, per hour. Any repairs that we're doing that's not directly on water repair on F&S, we now have a monthly tabulation of what those are, we know exactly where that line is. It makes it a lot easier for us to keep track of what the F&S is doing instead of just throwing money at stuff not really knowing what's wrong. So thank you for doing that. It makes our job a lot easier.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Clarifies
Okay.
things for you guys.
Okay, thank you for the report, Ed. New business. Discuss approve regular meeting minutes of June 11th, 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the regular meeting minutes from June 11th, 2024.
Do we have a second? Second. We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Approved. Number 2, discuss approve pool compliance.
You want me to take that over?
Yes, please.
Okay, so, we made an agreement with TDC. That was approved. Also, we closed the pool for safety reasons, and we hope to be reopened by Friday. And we ask that any of the employees address TDC personally, and if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to say them now. Yes.
Is the pool gonna have to be re-inspected,
I don't know.
whether they're being closed down for a week now or something?
Yeah, it was closed down for a week.
You wanna check?
Okay. I'll call the inspector and ask.
I would think as long as all the levels are brought up before it's read. Okay. I don't think we need to do anything. Just a status
Yeah.
on that.
And then you and Travis, Kelsey, are taking the CPO exam.
Yes.
We're getting 2 more people that will be certified to test the pool to keep up with chemicals on the pool chemical management. As we know, we had issues with that situation.
We tested them.
I was gonna ask you something.
Okay, let's move on to number 3, discuss approved new chlorine analyzer. And this is a piece of equipment we need to purchase?
Yes, I'd like to request a transfer of emergency funds because if our analyzer continues to, go down reading the chlorine, we cannot get parts for it. It's completely obsolete.
How much is the analyzer?
It's anywhere between $3,600 and $55.
And this is for the plant.
This is for the water treatment plant.
Okay, this is plant, not pool.
Correct. If this becomes, incompliant, we're in violation again.
So it's something that really needs, it's has to be.
Correct.
Well, we need to make a motion on this.
I have a
Let's see, Arden, you had number 3. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I would suggest that when you buy your chlorine analyzer,
Mm-hmm.
you make systems which will analyze it. You can make the setting and it will control the pump to keep it at that setting.
Correct. 421, yeah.
And with our system, when we got 3 different inputs
Mm-hmm.
into the system, that would save a lot of time. You wouldn't even have to have chlorine at the well number 2 if you had that system. It would automatically, no matter how you mix those 3 systems, it would keep the chlorine to what it's supposed to be. I would suggest spending the extra money. It's going to save manpower and everything if you have that system.
I was looking at the $5,500 one because that actually uses vinegar and it's self-cleaning, self-maintaining, and you can basically get vinegar anyway. As opposed to the reagent type, which you gotta buy reagents and change them out monthly, which is a longer expense in the long run.
Would you realize it through the closed loop system
It's a Foxcroft, yes.
with
Yes.
input control of the pump
Yes.
to get you what you asked?
Yes. It's got remote monitoring.
In the scale.
Yep.
We need a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve up to $6,000 transfer from the emergency fund into the general operating fund, so that the general manager can obtain that chlorine analyzer.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Mr. Chairman, second that motion. We have a motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. We have approved $6,000 in funds to be used to purchase new chlorine analyzer. Item number 5, discuss approved leak detection device, which I understand we have one, but it's arcade. Can you give us a little bit of update on that?
Absolutely. We actually have an LD15. It's really not, it doesn't sound out anything. So if you're over there trying to listen to a pipe run and a dog barking, you're going to hear the dog barking over anything, period. But I mean, we can get pieces to try and get that to work again. We're probably looking right around 3,000.
And the new one is how much?
6,000.
That's a no-brainer.
The brand new one actually, it's digital, and as you walk down the line, it programs what it's hearing, and it takes the guesswork out of anything. It's basically,
And you can print that data out.
I believe so. That's on an SD card, yes. Yes, it'll data log, and it'll tell you where your leak is as you walk down, up and down the road listening.
This is for subterranean leak detection.
Yeah. I mean, I was here till 9:30 last night trying to figure this problem out over on Merlin, and I just finally gave up. With this, it makes life simple.
This is
With
an
this-
absolutely necessary tool that we need to have in our arsenal.
It would save us in the long run, yes.
Yeah, and labor and time.
Right.
Yeah.
This is 2 days, all of us looking for what's going on here.
And this is 6,000 shipped, or we need more than 6,000?
This is $6,089.99. With shipping, if we want the sensor is, I can find it right around 800 for the magnetic sensor. If we want to put it on valves,
So
that's additional.
like 7K would get it done.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we need a motion on this $7,000 expenditure for this new piece of equipment for leak detection. That would greatly aid us in finding leaks.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve transfer of $7,000 out of the emergency fund into the general operating fund for the general manager to obtain the leak detection device she described.
We have a motion, we have a second. Second.
Which emergency fund are you using? What's the end of it?
What?
What's the end of the account of the
You want the
emergency?
number?
Yeah,
4420.
so we don't use that for that purpose. That's money that's saved and it's not meant to be spent. So you're gonna have to find another account to get the money from, for the, leak detector.
Okay, I've asked everybody that I can think of, where is it in writing what we can and cannot use that money for? I understand it's for emergency use only, but if we're dumping water at ridiculous
But you have
rates,
standby that you could use,
we have the emergency fund.
but it's not an emergency.
It is to us.
Well, you're defining it as an emergency when it's not.
Well, why can't I define it
You can
and
go
go
to
to somebody
another
else?
account and get money out of that.
Where is it in writing? It's, why, what's wrong with my definition of emergency?
When we have 30 houses out of water, that's not considered an emergency for 2 days?
I personally think you're thinking the wrong way, and I'm
Okay,
sorry that you are, but it's an emergency account, and you have to, you can use that money in an emergency only.
And we're
Am
saying,
I wrong, Jerry?
The emergency account is for a real mega emergency.
Exactly.
The well goes down, yeah, something like that, the treatment plant magically shuts down, you know, it's for something like that. This, in my opinion, is a tool. I believe it's a tool we should have had a long time ago. I know it's gonna be wonderful for the guy, well, for all the guys, and you out there looking for leaks.
I think we need to
But I do,
take the
I don't
conversation
believe
to a
this
different
is an
place.
emergency.
I think we can approve it without knowing exactly where the funds are coming from right now.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't specify anything regarding any funds at this point in time. Because why approve an expense that you don't know you're going to expend or use?
okay, why approve an account? Nobody seems to know what defines an emergency. I'm getting
But this
personal
isn't an
opinions.
emergency.
Says you, I say it is an emergency. We got people
So
out
do
of
we have
water.
a fire burning?
No, I've got the floor, We've got people out of water right now. We've got leaks that are just through the roof, and we're losing, right? I understand we're being fined because we're losing so much water.
I understand that. I'm aware of all of
Okay,
this.
so I'm saying that in my mind, that's an emergency.
I don't think it is.
Okay,
Not for that money. That money is for an extreme emergency. This is not an extreme emergency. You can find money in another account. That's what I'm trying to tell you to do. You need to go to another account to get the money, not the emergency account.
That's what I'm saying.
that's what I'm thinking.
We can get this approved. We can get this approved. I don't either. I mean, you're the treasurer. And we're
Well,
the board.
also, and I believe once we start tapping into this, it's gonna be tapped into all the time, because we're all going to be able to define what we think is an emergency.
I think we're all adults here. We completely agree. This is a board decision. This is not an employee of water department decision.
But we do appreciate the input, he is a resident also.
That's good. But ultimately, the decision lays with them. Okay, we had a motion.
Can you restate the motion?
We did make a motion.
Restate it?
I want to restate the motion.
no, I want to be as good.
We've already approved it. I was asking for anyone was opposed. We got the motion, correct?
Okay, the motion and the second one.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Okay, we have three ayes, one opposed, motion carries. And we'll get the money situation sorted out. Item number 6, discuss approved mutual aid agreement with New Mexico Rural Water.
So, the agreement, it's free to join, and it's basically saying that if we have communities around us that are in need of water supplies or to borrow any tools that we may have, vice versa, if we feel that we can't help them, it's nothing against us or anything like that. It's basically option. The insurance is requiring that we have a secondary backup, and if we have assistance lined up, it's easier to insure. And frankly, I don't mind helping other communities.
You're probably gonna be asked by the Rick.
I've already left a message for them if they need anything that we're we can help with, we're more than willing.
And this is an organization that we need to join or be part of, or
I'd
actually,
like to, we're actually a part of New
we
Mexico
need to
Rural
be
Water
active.
already, but this is, we don't have to be active unless,
So what I'm saying, we want to become more active in this.
well, we wanna sign up for it, so
Okay.
the communities around us know that we're ready to help and we're willing to.
Or you can request it.
Yes, or you can request help.
And we're already a member of New Mexico Rural Water. This
So
is
what are we
just-
asking for here?
This is just a little bit,
To sign up for the warrant,
Okay, so we need an approval to sign up for the mutual aid agreement for the New Mexico Rural Water. So we need that motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the mutual aid agreement with New Mexico Rural Water.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
We have a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We need an update on the TWSD rate increase under review by the New Mexico PRC.
Okay, on June 14th, received an email from John Gatko of the PRC. He's the head of their legal division. And it's a letter to Ed Rilkoff, who's the utility division director. And the PRC staff is recommending that our interim rate and the proposed additional 12% rate increase be approved to the commission. And they're recommending that those rates be effective dated June 30th. That would apply to the current interim rate plus 12% rate increase. Our TWSD attorney, PRC attorney, is recommending that we delay the 12% increase until at least August 31st after any PRC commission hearings, because they may or may not approve it. Chances are they, more than likely, they will approve it, but they always can not approve it. But anyway, that's where we stand on that. Okay. So I have a good thing.
Still in process.
Yep.
Still in process. Okay. Let's move on to number 8, which is discuss, approve, disapprove the 4% employee base wage increase proposed at the January 9th, 2024 TWSB meeting, which we said we would address now. So basically, I think the employees need, with all the economy and crazy inflation, I'm absolutely for a 4% wage increase, but somebody will need to make a motion on that.
So moved.
I'll second.
We had a motion?
Yeah. So
Okay. We have a motion to approve 4% employee base wage increase. We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We've approved 4% base wage increase. Number 9, discuss, approve liability insurance, equipment insurance, automobile insurance. And I was wanting to know, have we been doing a every 3-year reevaluation of our insurance? Yearly. Okay. Does anybody have any information on this?
the information I probably believe it passed them right in the file.
Ed, and a file.
okay, it's this. It has here on the agenda liability, equipment insurance, automotive insurance. Does that also include insurance coverage for all our buildings,
General liability,
our comprehensive?
disciplines comp,
Now, workman's comp is different.
And have we reviewed the deductibles and made necessary thoughts on adjusting
I was gonna pass this around because it's
I don't have that phone.
Is it right here?
No, I don't have it. Put it in the phone.
You know what the cost is, yeah? Cost. Insurance,
No,
you know what, but not actual.
I just glanced through it and we go up about $5,000-6,000 more than what we did.
A year or two.
But I also had a call out to State Farm and to talk to them tomorrow. The deadline is July 1st.
Okay, we're working toward the July 1st deadline on the insurance. We have a little bit of cushion there.
We tried to.
Rest of the week. July. Oh, July 1st.
No, I said July 1st.
Oh, July 1st?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 31st. So we got a week.
They should be able to do this. Well, I tried to call them to hear the drivers.
Yes, sir.
Number 4 on there.
You did. You had number 5. You had 3 and 5. 3 was the chlorine analyzer. 5 was leak detection device. Right. 3 and 5.
Doesn't our budget have anything in it for buying equipment for the water system?
Well, I mean, we could take it out of our general funds account for regular tools.
Take it out of water. This is a water situation. You take it out of the water pump.
That would be
that would be the
That
general
that would be general funds.
The general fund is everything except water. You guys have mixed up F&S with the general fund. The general fund includes F&S and tax.
water and sanitation is general.
Uh,
Water and sanitation district is a general fund.
I'm saying with our budget, the way we spend money, we have to separate water from the general fund. The general fund is everything but water. It's been that way for 30 years. People are calling it F&S, it's not F&S. F&S is only part of the general. You're the only one talking about F&S. We're not talking about that. I'm not talking about anything. I'm telling you how it's always been. It's always been that the general fund is everything but water. And half of that, part of that is F&S money, half of it is tax money.
Okay, well, we've been operating out of general funds for our day-to-day operation for the water department. Any other expenses, road, maintenance, buildings, such comes out of the F&S.
That's not the way it's been.
That's the way we've
always
been operating, Art.
It's not the way it's always been.
Well, it is the way it is now, and that's the way we operate.
According to the audit we just went to, Spanky, what is that? I mean, we're operating under water and sanitation, correct? That's our general funds. We have to separate those two. According to.
Our recent audit. Yeah, that's how everything was laid out. Okay, back on insurance.
So the premium I saw is about 27,000, which is
Seems fair for everything. Yeah.
which is pretty much what we're paying this.
You say it's about 3,000.
I thought it was 20,000. Sure.
Well, when you add equipment, take equipment out, it changes. But it's pretty comparable price wise as far as if there is an increase, it's all.
I would agree with that. We're going to raise the rates.
I mean, compared to what it was a few years,
Yeah.
90,000, 100,000, yeah, it seemed very reasonable. 27,000 sounds very reasonable for everything we have going on.
And you know, given the way insurance companies are getting be nowadays, I think we're probably lucky to be able to get insurance.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I know some carriers aren't, issuing policies for people that live in areas like this.
High fire risk areas, yeah. Yeah, as of what, 3 years ago, we were designated as a high fire risk area in Timberon.
That's correct.
And everybody's insurance took a really big hit. I know my personal insurance on all the houses here.
And I would imagine this fire really does, so they're not gonna help that
That's
fire
not gonna
rating
help
any
at
at
all.
all.
As a matter of fact, we're myself and the state and everybody, we already have a group that's been working on that for a couple of years. We're already anticipating that we may not be able to get insurance after 30. Because it's gonna affect everybody in this county, not just widows, so anybody that lives in this county system.
I know it's affected people in California.
That's what started.
So we've been on this road for a few years now. And it's only gonna get worse the more fires we have. We've had an unusually high number of fires this year, seems like right in our neighborhood. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, okay, that's kind of the update. The update is that the insurance, whatever it's going to be, if it's under 30K, it's gonna be reasonable as far as, I mean,
Can we go ahead and cover this?
up to 30K. Yes, let's go ahead and make a motion to approve up to 30,000 yearly insurance. You,
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve, the $30,000 capital insurance, for coverage that will last.
okay, we have a motion to expend up to $30,000. That would be yearly, on a yearly policy, to insure everything that concerns TWSD. Do we have a second? I'll second. We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We approved up to $30,000 on insurance, which can be done at any time now. Do we have any old business we need to talk about? No? Do we have any questions from the public on anything?
And I just wanna state that we can put the old listening device out there and we can probably make half of our money back. If we put it on.
So we just need a motion
On
to
the,
sell a piece of capital equipment.
Right, on the government website.
Well, we can make a motion with that,
Okay.
sell a piece of capital equipment.
Okay.
And I know there's a few other outstanding topics that we're working on. We don't have them solved on any of that. One being the transfer of properties, and all that. Just working with lawyers. Everybody says it's not transparent. If we don't have any information, we can't disseminate information. So all we can do is say that the lawyers are working with the state of New Mexico on the legality and all the points of that. She's been on this for what, 3 weeks now? Something like that, about 3 weeks. And she's already quoted us on getting this done and what it's gonna take. And she's just gotta make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, and make sure we're within the legal stipulation for the state on the transfer. Any remarks from the directors?
Thanks everybody for showing up.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You need a motion? To adjourn?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
We have a second. All those in favor? We're adjourned. Thank everyone for coming. You know what?
Chairman's signature or something like this. Or just.
Thank you.